So, good morning, students. Myself, Professor P.B. Ingde, and today we are to discuss the another new application of solar energy. What is solar pump? Solar pump, guys. Okay. So this is another application regarding the agriculture point of view. So you all the student observed here the solar pump, right? This is the design of the solar pump. This is the flat plate collector means photovoltaic cell will be used there. This photoelectric cell means which absorb the solar energy, and this solar energy convert into the electrical energy, and this electrical energy is used for to drive the pump and to lift the water from the well into the reservoirs. Yes or no? Yes. So this is the diagram of the solar pump. You know the guys, look at here. So this is the solar modules, means nothing but the flat plate collectors, photovoltaic cells. This is the controller which control the operation of the complete assembly. This is our well, this is the pump, this is water pipe, and this is the reservoirs. Okay. So this solar module is absorb the solar radiation from solar energy, and photovoltaic cell, we know the operation of the photovoltaic cells. They after the energy, solar energy incident on photovoltaic cells, there is a generation of electric currents. Okay. After the generation of the electric current, this current is supplied where to the this pump. This pump will be operated, and with the help of this pump the water is lifted from the well through this water pipe into the reservoir. So this is the basic design and diagram and explanation about the solar pump. Now if you this is also the diagram of the solar pump, guys, right? So if you observe in this diagram, we will explain here. You see the guys. So this is the another applications regarding the point of view solar thermal water pump, guys. Okay. So you see here also in this diagram solar pump. So this is nothing but what is the another is flat plate collector. This is the another type. Okay, flat plate collectors. This is the thermal storage. This is heat exchangers, turbines, condensers, irrigation wells, pump. Okay. So what is the difference here? If you consider in this diagram, what is there? There is this solar pump, means there is a solar modules or photovoltaic cell will be used here. This photovoltaic cell is directly generation of the current. The pump is operated and which lift the waters. These are the various diagram if you observe in solar pump point of view. Solar array, solar pump. This is the river. From the river the water is lifted into the tank, and from this tank it is supplied to the various places. This is also the diagram, guys. Solar array means it is the bunch of the photovoltaic cell that is called as the solar array. This is the controller which operate all the mechanism of the system. The solar pump is operated and the water is lifted into the water tank. So there are so many diagram will be available. This is the simple diagram of the solar pump. So apart from we have this different type of the solar pump also. If you observe here, so we know that this is the flat plate collectors. This is a flat plate collector type. From the sun, the solar energy is incident on the flat plate collector, guys. Okay. Then after that, inside the flat plate collector, this is the our pump will be there. So from the pump, the hot water will be circulated. Means the hot water is entered through these heat exchangers. With the help of the pump, it is passed into the where in solar collectors. This solar collector to increase the temperature of the water in the range of what is 80 degrees Celsius to means you can say 90 degrees Celsius temperature is reach of the water inside the flat plate collectors. Then after that this water is exchange the energy inside the heat exchangers. Okay. So what is here, guys? Here What type of the working fluid will be used? Freon working fluid, if you observe here, right? The freon having very less temperature for operating purpose, it required the 10 degrees Celsius or minus 6 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, this freon is vaporized, right? And there is a water which is having very high temperature, 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. So there is an exchange of the heat from this water to the freon liquids. This freon liquid convert into the what is freon vapors. Okay, then after that this freon vapors is strike on the turbines. Turbine is connected with a pump here, if you observe, right? Not connected with generator, the turbine is connected with the pump. So whenever turbine is rotate, with the help of this turbine, the pump will be operated, pump will be moving, and the pump is lifted the water from the irrigation well, and this water is now circulated inside the farm or whatever the our choices where we want to circulate the waters. Okay, then after that, this water, remaining water from this pipeline, where is pass? It is passed into the condensers. Okay, from this exhaust of the turbine, the freon vapor is come. This freon vapor is passed into the condensers. We know the role of the condenser to condense the freon vapor into the what is freon liquid form. Then after that, this freon liquid with the help of this pump. Okay, where is pump? Once again pump into the heat exchangers. Then after that, the heat exchanger, this freon liquid is absorb the heat from this hot water, convert into the vapor form. This vapor is now circulated toward the turbines. Turbine is rotated. This turbine is coupled with the pump. Pump is also operated and pump the water from well into the farms. So this is the closed cycle type of the solar thermal pump. And this is the thermal storage. Here is the thermal storage. We want to store a thermal energy of a sun. Okay, so this is the closed cycle process of solar water pump, guys, which is operated with the help of the flat plate collectors. Okay, so these are the two type of the diagram we have to discuss here. One is operated by the flat plate collectors and one is operated with the help of this photovoltaic cells. Now after that, one of the another application we have to discuss here now. Very important, what is solar cooker. Now we have to discuss the solar cooker here, guys. Very easy. These are the various diagram of the solar cooker here, guys. Look at this diagram. Solar cooker. Okay, so this solar cooker is operated by the two types. One is the box coolers and second is which one? Parabolic cookers. Okay, so these are the two diagram of the solar cooker, guys. We know the solar cooker. The solar cooker is used for cooking purposes. Okay, this is the diagram of the parabolic type constructions of a solar cooker. This is the solar cooker, right? This is the parabolic type concentric collectors, and this parabolic type of concentric collector is also used for cooking the food. Okay, so these are the various diagram is available. Now first of all we discuss this box type of solar cookers. Okay, so let's we discuss here now, guys. So this is the what are the components? What are the components? The main component is glass. Then another this assembly, box type assembly. Then this black paint is painted at the base of the system. Or increase the more efficiency of this box type of the solar cooker, what is we put one reflector will be there. This is the reflectors is put. Okay, so how it is work, you see here, guys, solar cooker, how it is work. Very easy explanations. So from the sun, the solar radiation will be come out. This solar radiation is incident on where? On these reflectors. Okay, mirror based reflector. From this mirror based reflector, this solar radiation is incident where inside the box type of the solar cookers, and from this box type, this black paint which is paint inside the solar cooker, so this black color is absorbed a lot of solar radiation. Because of that, the temperature will be rises. Okay, if you observe in another way, in somewhere the solar radiation is directly transferred through this glass into the this system. Okay, these are the radiation is directly transferred through the glass into the system, and which increase the temperature of a solar cooker. Okay, then after that, whatever the food is put inside the pot, this is our pot. Okay, and whatever food we have to put up inside the pot, this food is cooked. Okay, so different delicious food we have to prepare inside the solar cooker, like dal, then rice. Okay, then boil the eggs, boil the potatoes. Okay, so such type various delicious food is prepared inside the box type solar cookers. If you observe the diagram here also, this is reflector, guys. This is the plastic glass or covers. Okay, this one. This is the cooking pot. The black color is interior. Why black color? To absorb a lot of solar radiations. Okay, so in this way, the solar radiation is directly transferred to the glass, and it is incident on this black paint or this pot. Okay, and this reflector is also used to increase the more efficiency of the solar collector. So solar radiation incident on the reflector, from the reflector once again back into inside this box type solar cookers. Okay, and whatever the food which is used here, this food is prepared, and we can enjoy the delicious foods. If you consider in parabolic type of concentric collectors, so in parabolic type of concentric collector, we getting already very high temperature, above the 100 degrees Celsius temperature is get above, so we can easily prepare the large quantity of food inside the parabolic concentric collectors. Large quantity of food is prepared inside the parabolic concentric collector. Why? Because of its temperature, guys. Because the temperature of the parabolic concentric collector is very high, guys. Here, yes or no? Yes. So guys, here if you observe inside this parabolic concentric collectors, so this is the reflector you observed, parabolic reflectors, right? These parabolic reflectors is reflect the solar radiation. If you observe, right, this is the pot, cooling pot. This is a cooker pot is supported on this support arm. If you observe here, this is the support arm which support the complete assembly. This parabolic reflector is operated like that. Okay, it is facing toward the south. So throughout the day, the solar radiation is incident, and then after that, the solar radiation reflected toward this receiver. The receiver just called as a cook pot. You observe in this diagram, solar radiation is incident on this reflector. From the reflector is incident on this cooking pot. So we can cook the food large quantity and very fast. Another advantage is very fast. Why fast? Because of its high temperatures. The temperature is high. So that's why the food is prepared is very fast inside the parabolic concentric collectors. And larger quantity means not a 2 or 3. If you consider in box type, how many food we have to prepare? Only 2 or 3 people food. Okay, 2 or 3 people food is prepared for only 3 or 2 peoples. But here you can prepare the food for 50 peoples, or more than 50 people, means more than 100 peoples. We can prepare the food at a one times. Why? Because of the high temperatures. That's why it is possible to prepare the large quantity of the foods for 100 peoples or 50 peoples. Okay, and we can here easily prepare the meat, then boil egg, or different whatever the food we want to prepare. Here we can easily prepare. So this is the explanation about the parabolic cooker, guys. Now apart from, now we have to discuss some another important concept here, very IMP, thermal energy storage. This is our last topic, thermal energy storage. So energy storage in three types, guys: sensible heat, latent heat, and thermochemical storage. Sensible heat means the energy stored in liquid form or solid. Means in sensible there is no change of phase, no change of phase, no change of phase. मतलब यहाँ पे कोई फेज चेंज नहीं होगा, मतलब सॉलिड का लिक्विड या फिर लिक्विड का गैस में नहीं होगा. ओनली द हीट इज स्टोर्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ in liquid or in the form of solid, but there is no phase change. But in latent heat there is a change of phase is occurs, solid to liquid or liquid to gas. In this way we can store the thermal energy. And in thermochemical storage we have to store the energy by the chemical reactions. So in absorption storage, absorption storage, adsorption storage, and another is the chemical storage, guys. So first of all, so you see here, so what are the material? Sensible heat storage, latent heat storage, and chemical heat storage. So you know the in sensible heat there is no any phase change, guys. In sensible no phase change, no phase change. इसके अंदर कोई फेज चेंज नहीं होगा, मतलब सॉलिड का लिक्विड नहीं होगा या फिर लिक्विड का गैस भी नहीं होगा, लेकिन तभी भी हम इसके अंदर एनर्जी स्टोर करेंगे, सोलर एनर्जी. तो देखिए अभी most commonly used solid state materials are used to store the heat or thermal energy inside that materials. So sand, rock minerals, concrete fire bricks, ferroly materials. Okay, so these materials having high working temperature from 200 degrees Celsius to 1200 degrees Celsius. Okay, so then excellent thermal conductivity, low cost materials, low heat capacity makes storage unit unrealistically large. So these are the some qualities of the, guys, sensible heat storage. If you observe here in sensible heat storage, the liquid media storage such as water, अगर हम वाटर के लिए कंसिडर करते हैं, ऑयल बेस्ड फ्लूइड, molten salt, solid material storage like rock, bricks, and metals. So these are the different materials we can use to store the heat energy or a thermal energy, guys. So what are the some properties of the sensible heat storage? So you see here, जैसा हमने वाटर अगर लिया, तो वाटर को अगर हम हीट सप्लाई करेंगे, सोलर एनर्जी सप्लाई करेंगे, तो उसका टेम्परेचर बढ़ सकता है 70 to 90 डिग्री सेल्सियस. मीन्स इट मीन्स टू स्टोर द थर्मल एनर्जी इन अ वाटर्स. अगर हमने रॉक लिए, तो रॉक अगर कंटिन्यूस अगर धूप में रखा है तो उसका भी टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाएगा बच्चों 70 to 90 और वाट एवर्स. तो उसने भी क्या स्टोर कर लिया? थर्मल एनर्जी. उसी को कहते हैं हम सेंसिबल हीट स्टोरेज विदाउट चेंज ऑफ फेज. So it involves the material that undergoes no change in phase over the temperature domain encounter in process. मतलब कितना भी उसका टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा लेकिन उसके फेज में कोई चेंज आएगा नहीं. ओके, the basic equation is used here. What is Qs is equal to m Cps T1 minus T2. This is a standard equation you should know here. Q m Cp T1 minus T2. Q means total thermal energy capacity. Okay, is Qs for a cycle operating between the temperature T1 and T2. So this m is mass of a material, Cp means specific heat, and T1 is initial temperatures, and T2 is, guys, what is final temperatures. Suppose if you consider the rock, okay, suppose this is rock, the initial temperature is suppose 10 degrees Celsius. After the solar energy is incident on this rock, its temperature will be rises suppose 50 degrees Celsius. How much energy will be stored? We can calculate it with the help of this formula. Q is equal to m Cp T1 minus T2. Then after that, most common fluid is water, or easiest way to store thermal energy is by storing the water in insulated tank. If you consider in this diagram, so this is the storage tank will be there, this is the collector. So hot water will be stored inside the which tank? In insulating tank. Okay, so this is one of the method to store the thermal energy. Okay guys, storage with air is a storage energy transport mechanism. Rock, gravel has the advantages providing a large heat transfer surface and more easily contained than water. Rock also acts its own heat exchanger and can store the energy at much higher temperature, 100 degrees Celsius. This rock having a very high temperature storage capacity guys as compared to the water. Yes or no? Yes. Now another we have to discuss the guys what is this latent heats. You see here the latent heats, latent heat storage. So latent heat means what is फेज चेंज फ्रॉम सॉलिड टू लिक्विड्स. अब यहाँ पे सॉलिड का कन्वर्शन कायम हो जाएगा लिक्विड में या फिर लिक्विड टू गैस और वाइस वर्सा. इट प्रोवाइड्स अ हायर थर्मल एनर्जी स्टोरेज डेंसिटी. latent heat means to change of phases occurs, okay, during the thermal energy storage. Then able to absorb or release the large quantity of energy as a latent heat at a constant temperature by undergoing a change of phase guys. So what are the properties of this latent heat? You see here very IMP question. This question always asked in exam very. What is the first property? Heat is stored in a material when it melts. जब वो मेल्ट हो रहा मतलब अगर हमने अगर आइस कंसिडर कर लिया सपोज, तो आइस मेल्ट इनटू द लिक्विड. अब आइस का टेम्परेचर कितना रहेगा? सपोज -10 डिग्री सेल्सियस. जब वो लिक्विड में हो जाएगा तो उसका टेम्परेचर रहेगा समझो 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस. तो उसने क्या कर लिया? हीट को स्टोर कर लिया. क्या फार्मूला रहता हमारा? mCp T1 माइनस T2 गाइस. तो इतनी कितनी हीट स्टोर की? वी कैन पुट इन दिस वैल्यू हियर. T1 is suppose -10, T2 is 30 degree Celsius. So heat is stored when it melts and extracted from the material when it freeze. जब ये 30 से -10 होगा तो उसमें की हीट हम निकालेंगे. जब कोई भी बॉडी का टेम्परेचर कम हो रहा तो उसमें से हम हीट निकालते हैं. जब उसका टेम्परेचर बढ़ता है तो हम उसको हीट देते हैं या फिर वो स्टोर कर लेता है. तो दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टी. दिस टाइप ऑफ मटेरियल शुड हैव अ हाई लैटेंट हीट. Phase change must be reversible for a large number of cycle, low cost, high thermal conductivity. So this is the various properties of latent heat storage. Another is what is in this like heat exchanger, the storage material is placed in a long thin containers and gas is passed through the narrow space between the tube guys. Then another is what is which type of the material will be used? Gubbler salt and water mostly used as a heat transfer material is here to store the thermal energy in latent heat. Some organic compounds serve as a heat storage materials due to their desirable properties over inorganic compound guys. Yes or no? Yes. So these are the simple explanation I am giving here, thermal energy storage and latent heat storage guys. So here our unit number 3 is completed guys. Finish. In next lectures we will start the unit number 4. Okay, so I stop here guys.